Did you know that Australians change jobs approximately 12 times in their working life? Remember that job you held in university, that hospitality, cafe job? Perhaps you worked at McDonald's. Remember all those forms you filled out when you first started your first job. It's likely when they asked you what your BSB and account number is, they gave you a paper form that had many leaflets and you manually filled it out. So there's a good chance that super account is still sitting there today. And here's the most shocking part. As at the 30th of June 2025, there was over $18.9 billion in lost and ATO-held super spread across nearly 7.3 million accounts. If you've worked a few jobs over the years, this video might help you. Hi, I'm Talicia. I am passionate about financial literacy and sharing any of the insights and knowledge that I myself have used over the years to really work on my own financial goals. So why does this all matter? Well, in 2026, around 4 million Australians were affected by this, holding more than one super account. That's a lot of people, given we only have 22 million people in Australia, and not all of them are actually working age. So that's a lot of people paying for multiple administration fees and insurance premiums without even realizing it. Now, consolidating your super doesn't magically increase your balance. I'm not here to sell magic. However, the benefit does come from reducing unnecessary fees, avoiding duplicate insurance premiums, and making your retirement savings easier to manage. So even if each account is only charging a few dollars per month, it really does add up and make a difference over the lifetime of your super, and it can save you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars that could otherwise remain invested for your retirement. So one thing that's confusing me, and might be confusing you, is doesn't that mean having two super accounts means double the insurance if I need it? Well, potentially. So many Australians don't realize they're paying for insurance for multiple super accounts. Whilst having multiple policies can be beneficial in some circumstances, many people end up paying for duplicate cover that they actually don't need. So before consolidating any super accounts, check whether the account you're planning to close includes life insurance, TPD, total and permanent disability, income protection insurance, defined benefit entitlement, very lucrative, do not close that account, and recent personal contributions you intend to claim as a tax deduction. So these benefits can be lost when an account is closed. If you want a higher level insurance cover, you can also just increase the default insurance cover with your one super account and pay additional premiums and have that in the one account, which you can do by contacting them directly. Just call your super fund directly on the phone. A very important warning would be if you've worked in the public sector, Defence Force, universities, or certain large organisations, it is likely that you have a defined benefit super account. So these accounts can contain valuable benefits that shouldn't be transferred without first seeking professional advice. These accounts are much less available to people now, and they are something that was issued decades ago, and that if you are someone that was eligible and has this is something that you should definitely keep protected and seek professional advice. So what about old inactive accounts? So this is where people get caught at. If you've got an old super account from a previous job that is no longer receiving contributions, fees, and insurance premiums, they can continue to reduce the balance over time. This means your retirement savings might slowly be dwindling without you even noticing. How scary is that? So why do people end up with multiple super accounts? So before recent reforms, it was common for workers to accidentally open a new super account every time they changed employers. So since November 2021, most employers are required to pay super into your existing stapled super fund if you don't choose a different one. So for example, if I was to start a new job tomorrow and I don't tell them where my super is, they need to find my stapled super account that I already have and match it with that. But pre-2021, that was not law, and they could just go with their default employer super fund, in which case that was why there was multiple super funds for everyone. So, however, many Australians still have multiple accounts that were created before these rules came into effect. So, other benefits other than reducing your fees for consolidating your super fund are there's less paperwork, it's easier to keep track of your retirement savings and strategy, less chance of losing track of old accounts, and a clearer picture of your overall financial position. So now, an important disclaimer before I show you how to do this, please remember this is general advice or information only. It's actually not advice. And this is just something, if you already have decided to consolidate your super funds, I'll just tell you how you can do it. It's so simple and easy. So the good news is that it only takes a few minutes, and I would say, for better or for worse, the hardest part is logging into myGov, because we want to keep everyone super safe and secure against fraud and hacking. There's a little bit of a process if you haven't done that in a while. There's like a digital key and MyID, etc., passcode or something like that that you can enter. So I'm not going to go through how to log into myGov, but I will say that the easiest way to consolidate your super is by logging into myGov and ensuring that your ATO portal, which you should have done if you're lodging your tax returns yourself, should be linked to your account. So log into myGov and open your it has to be linked ATO online service account. Step 2, select super and then manage. Step 3, transfer your super. This option will only appear if you have multiple super accounts. So you can see from the screenshot that I would have put up, I unfortunately don't have multiple super accounts to be able to illustrate to you. And obviously it's a very personal thing. I can't ask someone off the street to log into their myGov for the purposes of showing you. So you're going to have to believe me that that's there. And if you have any additional issues, ring up the ATO. Step 4, choose the super fund you want to keep. Very important. That is something that you should not necessarily choose where the highest balance is, but really try and work out what is best for you in the long run and consolidate into that account. Step 5, select the account or accounts you want to transfer from and confirm the rollover. Most rollovers are completed electronically within a few business days, although some funds may take a little longer. And note the balance that the ATO has could have been 3 months ago, because sometimes they have like the balance for each super, and that's not necessarily the latest. It's just whatever has been refreshed of late with that super fund. So typically my balance, it's like 4 months ago that balance, it's already grown since then. So that's also something to keep in mind. It doesn't mean that that is your balance. It just means it was your balance probably like 4 or 6 months ago. So don't freak out. And while you're there, don't forget to check whether you have any lost super or ATO-held super. So linked to your name. So typically when your account is inactive, to make sure that you're not just eroding your balance, the ATO will sweep it just to kind of protect that amount. But then it's obviously not growing. So investing if that's happening. So be sure to get that money. You can also consolidate your super by contacting your preferred fund directly or by completing an ATO rollover form. So please take 2 minutes after watching this video and log into myGov. You might discover an old super account you've forgotten about. You might even find lost super money that belongs to you. And if you do, let me know in the comments how many super accounts you found and whether you managed to consolidate them. Maybe you even find one of your parents' old super funds and help them consolidate it. It could be a fun family activity to do. Don't forget to like and follow for more financial literacy tips. Thank you.